Hey guys, Tom here from Hops and Bops, and we are doing another episode in our Brewery Sessions series. This time we're doing it at the wonderful Tribus Beer Company in Milford, Connecticut. We just had a great time over there. We were there with Jake, who is the taproom manager, and Isaac, who is a beer tender. Both fantastic people. Definitely go check them out. We've done a lot of their beers in the past. Joe does trivia there every week, and they've become really great friends with us through that. So, again, really fantastic guys. And they just are a really, really great brewery. I even got a nice little hat from them, kind of like the Masters. I really enjoyed it. If you want us to do one of your breweries or one of your favorite breweries, go ahead and leave us an email at hopsandbopspodcast@gmail.com. And if you're listening on Spotify, there is a Q&A section in the bottom of the description of this episode where you can leave your favorite breweries, where we can go. Especially this summer, we're going to try to do a whole lot more breweries. So we're going to hit them up. So we're going to be doing a very fantastic beer and a very fantastic album. Can't wait for you guys to check out both of them. So let us know what you want to do and enjoy the episode. All right, welcome back to episode 84 of the Hops and Bops podcast. I am Tom.
I'm Joe.
Mike, and we are in the lovely Tribus Beer Company in Milford, Connecticut, and we are joined by Jake and Isaac. How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing great. How are you?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. A nice 10:30 beer, nothing wrong with that. Can't complain.
Beautiful thing.
We're very excited.
Yeah,
Oh,
cheers.
cheers.
Thanks for joining us.
For this episode in specifics, we're going to be doing Channel Orange by Frank Ocean, a very highly requested episode from everyone. And we're going to be doing Orangefool by, I think they're by Tribus Beer Company, I think. I think it's their beer.
We're actually doing a Budweiser beer here today.
The Bud Light hard soda.
No laughs from the staff.
That wasn't.
Bud Light Platinum.
That didn't land.
Anyway.
So,
Orangefool.
Jake and Isaac here are from Tribus, taproom manager and beer tender.
Aw.
Yeah.
Keg delivery guy.
Yes.
Former barback extraordinaire.
Yes.
Ooh, I like this.
Best friend.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So that was the first thing. You guys have a long history. If you can just tell everyone what your history is.
Yeah, we went to high school together in Waterbury, and our bus stop was like the same when we were in high school. And he lived like behind my grandma's house, which was 2 houses over from mine. So the first day at the bus stop, me and my boy Steve just ignored him. And then like, over a couple of days, we were like, oh, this kid's pretty cool. And then now it's been 15 years. Almost, and we're
Like
still
6 in the morning, I didn't want to talk to anybody. It was great.
It's valid.
My mom would be like, well, did you talk to them? I'm like, no, mom. It's like, well, you got to start talking to them. You got to start talking to people, making friends. I was like, it's 6 in the morning. I don't want them.
And yeah, here we are now.
And now
15
you're
years
here.
later.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Good deal.
Too long.
I host their trivia here on Wednesdays, and they're always, great behind the bar,
Yeah, you're
making me feel good.
We've been trying to do this for a while now.
Yeah.
I'm very excited we finally got a chance to do
Yep.
it. So.
All right, Orangefool.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Orangefool. I'm excited to hear about this.
Gotcha. Orangefool is one of our sours, apparently one of our first sours. It is a creamsicle, lean tasting beauty.
It's got orange puree, tangerine, a little bit of vanilla, so it's like I take an orange creamsicle.
Nice. Sweet.
It's like one of the most popular sours. It kills it in the summer. So cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Can't reach that far.
Oh, got it.
Oh, across the table too. That was a good one.
It's the farthest we've sat away from each other.
And I miss you.
I know.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah, so it's tart up front, then you get all the vanilla in the back. It's
Yeah.
subtle though. It's not like overpowering. So.
Yeah.
This is a good balance of both flavors.
Yes.
This is what you want out of an orange creamsicle.
Yeah, neither side is overpowering.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Always our goal with all of our beers.
They
So.
play well together.
Yeah.
Yep. Shall we get into the album?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this album came out of just discussion, I think, between the three of us one night, right?
Yeah.
You were just talking about it. I was like, we should do it here with you guys, and we'll do Orangefool. And it
Yeah,
just
perfect
came out.
pair.
It was like perfect theme. So,
Good choice. I hope.
Channel Orange by
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
Yes.
Yep. And tell us your connection with the album. Why you are infatuated by it.
You got this one.
All right. So this album came out in 2012. So me and Isaac were juniors in high school, I think. We were going into our junior year. Yeah. And we
We
took
were a year out of college. We were.
Yeah, I was in 8th grade.
Fuck you.
I was learning cursive.
I was playing with blocks.
Tech decks.
I had a tech face. Don't
We
Everyone
all
did,
We
yeah.
all did. It's cool.
You had the cool friend that had like the board you could slide up onto.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, this album came out in the summer of 2012, and me and Isaac I was going with his family down to Florida, and it came out like 2 days before we left. So I like illegally downloaded it, and then he came over and I put it on both of our phones because he had my whole music, my whole like library was on his phone because he didn't have a computer or some shit. I don't know why. I don't know why he was coming to my house for music, but I don't. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're driving down to Florida, and we got these two little demons behind us, little like 8-year-olds that are going nuts. And the whole time I just had my headphones in, just listening to Channel Orange, and I was like in love with the album right off the bat. It's like one of my favorite products of all time. So, and Frank Ocean. I don't love everything that he's come out with since, but like this
You're
album,
not a fan of Blonde?
it's good. I think this is.
I prefer Blonde a little bit more than Channel Orange,
Really?
but this is still great.
Yeah.
This is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of like Tyler Creator, all the Odd Future
Yeah.
guys. I mean, we actually just did Igor on the show like a couple weeks ago. I gave it a
so
10.
Yeah, that was like the peak of like Odd Future.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Like that was like when they were blowing the fuck
Yeah,
up.
it was,
So.
yeah, him, Frank Ocean, Earl Sweatshirt, Haji, all those other guys.
Yeah.
No, this album is fantastic too. You pretty much nailed all the points that I liked. I never really got into it as a whole album experience until later. I just kind of listened to it as the singles. Like Thinking About You, Super Rich Kids. I think was Pyramids a single?
Yeah.
What are the singles for this, Mike? Mike's our single guy.
He's our stat boy.
He's married, but he's our single guy.
I was literally just about to ask. Like,
That's good. I'm trying to look right now. Here we go.
No, take your time.
All right. So first single was Thinking About You.
Yep.
Pyramids, Sweet Life, Lost, and then Super Rich Kids.
Sweet Life and Lost. Okay.
Damn.
Those were the
My,
five.
my favorite track is not a single.
The best song wasn't the single.
Yeah.
So yeah. So those were the 5
Okay.
singles released. Between
I remember when
2017.
Thinking About You came out. It came out like a year and a half before the album, and like it was like this real like raw like really like not polished when
Yeah.
it first came out, and then when they released the album, I was like, wow, this is like what it sounds like.
Well-
Good production, like it totally was a game changer. Because I
Yeah.
love the song from the first time I heard it. But
Yeah, so I love the whole career arc of Frank Ocean too. Like he was, unemployed and struggling for like a long ass time, and then he came out with Nostalgia Ultra, the mixtape in like 2010, I think, somewhere around.
that
there.
E36 BMW.
Oh my god, yeah. And he had a song where he sampled Hotel California by the Eagles.
Okay.
And, freaking, what's his name from the Eagles, their main guy there was fucking pissed. So they wouldn't let him put it out on any streaming platforms or sell it or anything unless he would sue his ass. And so I think he did it at Coachella or something, and they charged him like $150,000 just for performing it live. So
you know what sucks is like I think that might be one of my favorite songs by him.
yeah.
And that happened, so it got like taken off like the mixtape or whatever. But
Yeah.
like even now, trying to look it up, it's so hard to find. Like
Yep.
I can't find it on like SoundCloud or like YouTube. It's like a process
Yeah.
to find, which
Yeah.
blows.
Yeah, I love Novocaine off of that. That's one. Hey, was that on there?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's one of my favorite songs from his too. And then after that, he kind of blew up from there. He went on to go to do a song with Jay-Z and Kanye on Watch the Throne, No Church in the Wild. That song is fucking awesome too. I love that one. And then he just kind of blew up from there, did Odd Future again, and then this came out, and this really just sent him up there. So, yeah, let's just, I think, jump into the tracks, I think.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
start
do it.
from there. I like the theme of this. It's got, well, I'm not in love with it, but I enjoy how it kind of has that thematic element to it, where it's kind of plays into like, watching a TV or listening to some kind of radio or something.
Sounds like
Yeah.
he's getting into a car and like.
Yeah, well, it sounds
this
like
is what he's listening to.
it's like the PS1 startup sound in the
Oh,
beginning,
it's
right?
beautiful.
Yeah, that just like sets you right off,
Yeah.
So.
We were talking. It's kind of like the incredible true story. By
Oh
Logic,
yeah,
How like
yeah, we did Logic. Yeah,
the songs don't necessarily have a theme, but the whole album is like they're listening to it,
yeah.
which I thought was kind of cool. But I mean, it really starts off with Thinking About You.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, good song.
I'm just in love with Frank's voice on pretty much every track on this, especially on this one.
It reminded me a lot of Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
Like with that,
The
like
falsetto
the
notes?
falsetto kind of notes and the way he sings, and even just like the songs in general, like just the feel of them. gave me like that like solo Justin Timberlake kind of vibe.
Okay.
I like that. I like that take.
As also as an outsider, I heard a lot of like Drake in him when he's rapping.
A little bit. Okay.
I feel like Take Care Drake is inspired by this
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came around the same year too.
Take Care came out after this, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this song is awesome.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful song.
Pretty much everyone's first exposure to the Frank Ocean, or at least this album. So I think this is his most popular song.
At the time, for sure. For years, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, some of his other songs have passed. Actually, no, this is on Spotify, at least, his most streamed song.
Really?
Yeah, by a couple million.
Damn.
But yeah, no, this song is fantastic. I can't put too much praise on it, you know.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Oh, so super smooth.
Have any of you tried to hit that high note?
I can do it.
Do you do it?
I've been,
Are we talking the high note?
Yeah.
I listen. I was at the bar last night. give me a day. I'll hit it.
I mean, like,
Actually-
the acoustics in my shower like are just different.
Bro.
Like it's just,
When I'm in the
There's too
car,
much space in here. You
yeah,
just don't.
it's just my voice is
it's
terrible.
it's the subharmonics. Yeah. Actually, I went to 𝙊𝙧𝙖𝙣𝙣𝙤𝙤, and we were gonna do because their music frat, Phi Mu Alpha, does like an album
There's a
show
music
like
frat?
every. I know it's weird. I wasn't in it, but whatever.
Actually, I want to do a whole nother episode just elaborating on that. I'm gonna let you go by, but like so curious.
On a side note, I joined them for a couple, like, they would like raise money to do stuff, so they would put on just an album show itself. So I did Ghost, Meliora, and then we did the Foo Fighters debut album, and then I did Dirt by Alice in Chains. But we were gonna do Channel Orange before COVID kicked in, and so, you know, you could just hop on any song you really wanted to. I really wanted to do Super Rich Kids, because that's my favorite song, but I will get there. But yeah, I got canceled because of that funny little virus, the little rascal running around.
I don't know what you're talking about. We don't mention that name anymore.
I'm just thinking about like trying to get into like a frat party, and then trying to get into like a music frat party. Like instead of who do you know here, it's like hit a falsetto. hit a falsetto, I'll let
Yeah,
you
right.
in.
Yo, sing an Ace
perfect
Suspended Fourth
tryouts.
right now.
How does this track kind of starts the album? So like, how does this compare to his older stuff?
This is just like, it's like a more polished body of work. Like
Okay.
the other
Sure.
stuff sounded like he recorded it in like 2 minutes, which is what's cool about it.
Yeah.
Like everything before this sounded
Very raw.
like, because he released an album, or not even an album, but it was like a compilation of all his songs, even before Nostalgia Ultra. There was like
Yeah.
64 songs.
The
on
Lonnie
it.
Brew collection.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
shit, I didn't even know about
Yeah,
that.
it's like
Yeah.
when it came out, I think literally it was like 64 songs, and it was like different samples, whatever.
And a lot of them were ass.
Oh,
Terrible.
I'm
There's
sure.
terrible.
But you can grab like a cool like 10, 12 that are like amazing.
But like that, Nostalgia Ultra found like disconnected and like not cohesive. Whereas this album was the first one that like really he put everything together.
You can tell he like got money to make things better.
Right.
Like the Lonnie Brew collection, it's like, all right, like I need to like get popping somehow. We'll just come out with as many songs as we can this weekend in my buddy's basement. Like
Let me just clear out the hard drive and
literally.
see what sticks.
But what's cool about this song too is like knowing now that like everything's come out about him being like I don't even know if he is gay.
I think he's bisexual or something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
like a lot of the songs on this album are like, who is he talking about? Because in the beginning
Yeah.
it was all about a girl, and now it's like, what is?
Yeah. Well,
That was
the
kind of
blonde
like
thing.
that
Tyler.
Tyler the Creator album.
Yeah.
It was the first one we did.
Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of that in there.
I think he dropped this album and came out, I believe,
Oh.
at the
Same
same
time.
time. I believe.
Nice.
Nice.
Dude, sick of your day, bro.
Can't wait till I drop my album.
Well, you did have a little podcast line to me about hosts.
What?
No, moving on. Fertilizer.
Yo, 100%, Joe. 100%. So, dude, we'll get into this album.
Yeah, we'll do it off air. We'll do it off air. Fertilizer. This is kind of like a little in between
Yeah, a
skit.
little interlude.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. It was
Good.
It had
I
a,
love it. It's good.
Yeah, it had like a
He's
old
got,
school
like,
like jingle
upbeat,
vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like,
Yeah.
cool,
Just
sounds like
hanging
a
out.
cool little commercial. Like
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of it too, because I think
Fits in
at the
with
end you
the
hear
channel.
like a laugh track, so
Right.
it gives you that feeling of like clicking through TV and you're watching some like 50s fucking black and white commercial.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like like a doo-wop group or something, like Fertilizer. So
Yeah.
it's like 3 dudes would be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that the next Tribus commercial?
maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Might be able to jump outside.
You need a third. You need a third. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the call. But after that, we have Sierra Leone.
I like that song. Thought it was different.
Yeah.
A little bit slower.
Yeah.
Or a little less, yeah, a little bit less low key.
I will say, like,
Low key.
because I never heard this album before, I don't know. I know Frank Ocean, but I don't know this stuff a lot. This album did kind of have a little slow start for me.
Yeah.
Like once Sweet Life came in, the next song, I was like, okay, all right, here we go.
This album definitely, it like builds on itself. Like it definitely starts out slow.
Yeah, I think it's very back heavy.
This song I like a lot because he's in the beginning he's like saying we're acting like teenagers and
Yeah.
shit, and it reminds you of like that first love or whatever.
Yeah.
When like you're just doing nothing but like obsessed with that person, like having all the sex, like you're the best thing I've ever known in my entire life. And
Yeah.
like obviously that's not what it is,
No,
but
right.
like
Yeah.
it's the first
It's
time you're
only,
experiencing
it's
that.
the only thing you know, right?
Yeah. So I like the first like verse on this because
Yeah.
makes you think of like that time in my life when this
Sure.
came out. So, and like being on vacation with this guy, like waiting to get home to my high school girlfriend, like I can't fucking wait with this song bumping.
While two 8-year-olds are like kicking the seat.
Yeah.
behind you. I'm telling you, you never realize how much. Like if you go on a trip to Florida, like 24 hours, you will hate. You will hate people. Right? If you're locked in a car with like too many people, it's only natural. So this album, I love this album because we didn't even talk to each other. We literally sat next to each other. We both had headphones in. And I didn't even know he was listening to the same album as well. We were literally listening to this album while like my seat gets kicked and shit. And I was like, you know what? This is fun. This album's great. Let's run it again.
And then we got mom and mom's boyfriend in the front, like yelling at the 8-year-olds behind us. I feel like they thought we were gonna be the problem, to be honest with you. And we were silent the entire trip.
For like for 24 hours.
Literally.
It was literally just cool.
Yeah, and then we got down to Florida. I remember like the first time we talked, we were stuck in traffic on the other side of the highway. There's like a Ferrari or some shit that drove by. We were like, oh, look at a Ferrari. Headphones right back.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I had zero, like, I didn't even know what I was getting into with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
I didn't
connection?
know, like, who he was, like,
Really?
none of that. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, a lot of that, like, kind of, I don't want to say underground hip hop, but the less, mainstream hip hop stuff. I don't know a ton of that. I don't listen to a lot of
Well,
it.
I mean, a part of that too is he only has like 2 mainstream albums.
Yeah.
I mean, great, but he's, freaking huge.
Yeah.
All of his songs over 200 million streams are in his top 10 on Spotify. So.
I had no idea what I was
It's okay.
getting into when I started this, and I was just like, oh, okay, not kind of what I expected. I don't know why. I don't know what I expected, but it just wasn't this, I guess. But it definitely grew on me as I listened to it.
Well, now you're here.
Did you like the bass line on that song?
Yes.
Sierra Leone?
The
Yes, I
bass
did.
in
I did.
general,
Yeah.
throughout the entire album, was like the one thing
Yeah.
stuck out to me was just, it's got almost like a combination of like jazz and like a crooner
R&B.
kind of feel, then like
There's a
that
lot of
R&B,
R&B, yeah.
And just you could tell just how bass driven it was, and
Right.
that really did help the album a lot.
Especially the next song, the bass line on the next song,
Sweet
Sweet Life, is great. And then,
Yeah.
this has, for me, being more into actual instruments and everything, this has a groove. And I think that's why I felt like the album started here for me.
Yeah.
The first 2 tracks were kind of, not rough to get through, but it was like, all right, where is this kind of going? And then this came
It
in.
feels like another interlude.
Yeah,
That's what it does.
little bit,
yeah.
It feels like you have a couple interludes and then you kind of are like, all right, now we're going.
Right, exactly.
Because like I like the song.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
just like, oh, okay, and then
Yep.
starts it up.
Yeah, no, this is just a nice, crisp song. Like, tempo-wise, it's just chill. Like, this would be a good driving song.
It's a great shower. I was just singing
Yeah.
this in the shower.
A little shower
Oh,
song.
yeah,
too,
yeah.
yeah. Acoustic
I
is
love
just
this.
nice.
Perfect.
Sound like the greatest thing in the world.
You were talking about like how the bass lines and everything are good in this. So there's another group in our future called the Internet.
Yep.
And they like all came up at the same time. They didn't get as big as anybody else, but they make like fantastic music. All their stuff is super like jazz.
Jazz
It's not oriented, so
The
it's just-
Hitternet?
The Internet.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's Sid the Kid.
Yep.
And,
Okay. I thought you said Hitternet.
No.
Because I'm fucking taking that name then. Hitternet.
For what?
You got it.
I want a band name. Hitternet.
Registered
Hitternet.
trademark.
Well,
We just make
Yeah.
hits.
Crank out the hit.
But
Patent.
Sweet Life is cool too because
I love Sweet Life.
the
Love that
lyrics on
movie.
this whole album are just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, why
Like,
see
he's-
the world when you got the
Because
beach?
he's talking about being broke and then he's
Yeah.
like with somebody who's like got everything.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah, I don't know like the underlying story at all because like I
That's
feel
what
like
it sounds like to me. I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but like, why see the world when you got the beach? Like she or he's got everything.
yeah, and then you got Not Just Money as the interlude after that, and then Super Rich Kids,
Yeah.
where he
Yeah.
kind of realizes too
Yep.
much of a good thing is not great.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's something in there like if he was dating someone at the time that had a lot of money, and then he realized that wasn't all it was cracked
Yeah.
up to be.
Or once you start getting popping and you start hanging out with people, you're like,
That's-
this is
yeah.
everything seems like it's great, and then
Yeah. When Kanye flies you out to do a song with him and Jay-Z, it's
Yeah.
kind of your ego is stroked a little bit. So
yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yep.
So I've been looking up just out of curiosity. So a lot through this and all his information on this album says that he worked very closely with this guy Melee.
Melee.
Yeah, M-A-L-A-Y.
I don't know who that is.
Malay or whatever. So I was just curious because it said that he plays pretty much all the instruments, does all the producing and everything for this album, and he's actually a pretty well-known, I guess, producer who's worked with John Legend. He did this album. He's worked with like Yellow Wolf, who we've done some stuff with before on the podcast. But it's pretty interesting. His name is James Ryan Ho, and his father was Malaysian and his mother was Caucasian. So the beginning of Malaysian, Malay, and that's what he took as a. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
He also did Alicia Keys' "Girl on Fire."
Yeah. So he did. He got
That song's so banger.
I'll leave you just on that.
yeah, this dude's got like,
Bring us
Just
back
to
to
take a
Alicia
little
Keys
bit.
album.
Shout out Alicia.
he's got all sorts of Grammys and shit, nominations, awards.
Yeah.
Pretty well known dude, but it was just interesting because I saw his name all over the place and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? But it seems like he's like was kind of like the right hand man of this entire situation. And it says that he he thought that the lyrics being jumping back and forth from like pronouns of a female to a male, he just thought were like Frank Ocean's way of being like clever with his lyrics, and didn't actually realize until after the fact that it was actually him struggling with, the idea of being bisexual and coming out and all of that.
That's cool.
So it's kind of interesting.
As like a big Frank Ocean fan, like knowing like a bunch of his songs and his lyrics, he hints towards it like so much.
Yeah.
And then when he came out, I was like, oh. And then you're listening to the same songs, you're like, wow.
Well,
like,
that's
this makes sense.
and that
like
was kind
on
of.
Especially on Blonde, where
Okay.
all that shit's like.
there's a
very
song
open.
on Oldie, or a song called Oldie,
Oh, I
which is
love
all
Oldie.
Odd Future.
Yeah.
And he starts his verse with like, I'm high and I'm by, wait, I mean, I'm.
Pumping up.
Yeah.
Pumping
And
ODs
wait,
up
I'm
a
straight,
cellular
yeah.
phone.
But it's
And then like everybody's just rapping like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then it's just like,
Contrast
he
is
literally
very
just says,
Oldie.
hello, I'm bisexual,
Yeah.
but I'm
that's-
pretending to be straight.
And that's
Let
what
me
was
continue.
so cool about this
Yeah.
was like,
Oh, that's cool. That's such a good song.
That's like just the beauty of songwriting. Like lyrics can just be about anything you want, and you can kind of get a message out there in any way you want. And that's exactly why I don't write songs, because I'm just not that smart. It's
and
yeah.
But the drums though.
the drums
on this
though.
song.
Yeah, the drums. Yeah. Yeah, we're drinking also Tank Space on the side, one of their IPAs.
Yeah.
Great beer.
It was good.
As we all know, I'm a big Tribus fan. This is maybe
No.
like the 8th Tribus beer we've done on the podcast. And yeah. So.
You gave one a 10. You might have been juicing a 10.
Yeah.
actually might be
Yeah.
the highest number of
Try
beers out of like a certain.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's Tribus for sure.
Then the fizzy.
We did all the
seltzers,
fizzes, which
yeah.
there's a new one on tap right now. Peach.
Ooh. Try that.
We did.
Coming soon.
Yeah, right. We did Zaz,
Yes, the mango zazz.
Mango Zaz.
Sure, yeah.
love the
Go
mango
through the
zazz.
catalog.
We got Tropical Zaz coming out. Not this can release, it can release after.
Yeah.
And that beer is like, you could like go run 5-on-5 basketball. And then
Yeah.
Drink that instead of Gatorade. It's so
Really?
refreshing. Yeah. It's the
So I'm
best.
expecting that as the commercial for that beer.
That's not bad. That's a good idea.
Just put electrolytes in it.
Might be the ref.
Remember the Gatorade commercial when people they
Yeah.
they
Sweat
rip the
Gatorade?
color?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking the
That's
Sprite
fantastic.
commercial where Drake drinks it and his whole like body pops out.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no mean or nothing. Yo.
With Forever playing in the background.
There you go.
So you got the next like interlude after this, Not Just Money, which I actually looked it up. It's his friend's mom scolding him in the song. Rosie Watson.
Really?
Yeah, she's talking to him like, yeah. About,
She's also in his next album. There's a skit, it's called Be Yourself.
oh, that's her.
Yeah, it's literally the same person. It's
Many
just like,
college students.
yep, like, don't do weed, you'll get lazy.
Yeah,
and blah, blah.
it's lazy, stupid, and uninspired, or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll do that for the show.
I've always just skipped this. I never even read or like looked at this before.
Yeah, out of the interludes, this one's
And she
usually
like
skipped.
so slowly like breaks it down of like, don't do this. Like,
It's not just
And
money,
nothing. You
it's
saved my
happiness.
$7. That's hilarious, dude.
I have bills to pay, that means nothing.
Man, this
to
is
you.
like my.
Same.
It's like reliving high school all over again. That's all I'm saying.
that's why it's super cool that this is your first time listening to it. So I'm like so curious of like your thoughts because
Yeah,
like,
well,
we
so-
have like connections where
I
we're
know.
revisiting, so we're probably a little
This
biased.
came out when, so yeah, right after we graduated college.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are never like huge hip hop guys though either, or like
no,
R&B.
I mean, and
Not thi-
not
not
this
this kind-
style.
yeah,
okay,
When we
okay.
talk about hip hop, like I'll go listen to Snoop, I'll listen to Biggie, I'll listen to Tupac, I'll listen to like
Right.
Eminem, like that kind of stuff. You know, the little bit more aggressive kind of old school kind of hip hop style. But this R&B kind of side of things never really was kind of in my wheelhouse. Especially like me and Joe Sod, and even more so me with some of it. I'm into a lot of like hard rock, metal, like. I mean, shit, I've been on the Slipknot show since I was like 15, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. And so, and then in college, we kind of did a lot of transitioning into just different styles of music and more of the hip hop and the funk and different things like that. And I don't know, this just never really came across the table for me.
Yeah,
and I don't think it was intentional, I just think it wasn't, and even the group of people we hung out with, like,
Right.
this wasn't the music they listened to.
And like
So-
this came out like when we were done with everything.
And we were done with all
high
that.
school. We
We
were
were
done with
out of college,
So I don't think
You
we
don't
really,
have that. You don't
We're-
have
Yeah,
that
you know.
connection.
yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't the culture.
But this
yeah, so-
Odd Future, like Odd Future, that whole time period, like being in high school and Odd Future was blowing up,
Yeah.
was super cool because like you don't know what the fuck, you don't know who the fuck you are, you don't know what you're doing. in high
Yeah.
school. Like Odd Future was like they were weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And you could everybody in your friend group could like relate to somebody in Odd Future, which was dope. It's like I was never into this. I was never into like R&B like this.
Yeah.
Like I like rap, but I was never into R&B.
Yep.
And then Frank Ocean, like this album, like changed that whole.
Yeah.
Especially
like,
when
my
you're
whole
screaming
idea
like,
of that.
kill people, burn shit.
And even
Yeah.
even I think even high school having this, I think, is even different than college having it.
Yeah.
Because in high school, like, yeah, you have your group of friends, but you're still mixed in with everybody.
Yeah, you
know
really
what I
don't-
mean?
you don't know shit.
And at the same time, you're 16, 17 years old, like, you're still mega influenced by anyone around you, like peer pressure, all that stuff. So whereas, you know, get to college, it's on a much bigger scale. You kind of find your niche, and that's where you guys are. Like,
And you
we
get
were
to-
together for 4 years.
Yeah.
We had our group of friends. That's who we kind of hung out with. We didn't really venture to just random groups of people like you do in high school, kind of. So we kind of got in our niche. We stuck with what we had.
Yeah.
Unless you showed it to me or I showed it to you or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, we really didn't see it. And I actually think we now are much better at sharing so much different music than we were in the past.
we have diversified our portfolio.
Huge. And
Especially
I think
from the
the
show,
band
too.
is. I think the band is also
band
a
is
big
also
aspect
helped,
of that
yes.
because
Before we go into the next song, I do want to say, "Sweet Life." If you listen to the first, the very beginning of the song, it's got the Pharrell intro because Pharrell, he wrote part of this.
yes, and
Got
he
that,
was
that
and-
four beat intro.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
his like his producer tag pretty much.
Gotcha.
So
And
if you hear
pretty
4
cool.
beats for any song,
I
you know,
read
like,
that he was in it, and again,
What's the Snoop song?
you get that vibe too.
Oh,
Yeah.
drop it like it's hot.
Yes, yeah, that was him.
the
If you hear that in
faucet.
the beginning. Anyway, I'm way off course.
Where are we? Super rich.
We're at
Kids?
Super Rich Kids now. Holy shit, I love this song. I don't know, there's something about it. It's just so basic. That driving beat just keeps you going. And, you know, Frank's kind of deadpan delivery in the beginning and then hits you with those notes in the middle. Oh, I don't know.
See, this song is so funny to me because this is the most hot and cold song on the album. I hate this fucking song.
Really?
I hate this song. I love the idea of it, like when you got no money and you're hanging out with rich kids,
Right.
and like I love like his point of view on it. But this song just drags every time for me.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot get through this song ever.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know if you kind of skewed my thoughts when you told me about that.
Oh, we shouldn't have said shit about this
Yeah,
song.
right.
No, but I did feel that way. Like I like the idea of the song. I like the lyrics they chose. Like too many white lies and too many white lines. Like That's a genius line. And
Oh, the lyrics are fantastic.
yeah, the lyrics are great, but the delivery and the tempo, it does make it kind of feel dragged. It has that like Benny and the Jets, like you know, like
good comparison.
that pushing beat, and which I'm not a huge fan of. But the lyrics are great. I just feel like if it was over a different track, it'd be a lot better.
Anyone else hear Benny and the Jets when it opened? Dun.
That's
what you just said.
No, I didn't hear you say that. My bad. I got stuck while this golf is not a good thing to have in the background. I'm listening to the song and I'm like listening, and then I was like, oh man, you missed that button.
Yeah, you're having, you don't know what to focus on.
ADD.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's Earl's verse for me. Like I love Earl's sweatshirt, but he just sounds so lazy that like it's funny. You're jamming out, and I literally just paused mine. I was like, I can't listen to Earl mumble my fucking ear right
Yeah,
now.
that's the one thing, because Frank
like-
is already kind of deadpan with his delivery when he's doing the chorus.
Yeah.
And then Earl kind of
But
hops on the
Earl's
same
like
vibe.
such next level. So apparently there's a story of like Earl, while they were recording this, Earl's sweatshirt got like too high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like in the booth and like he recorded this, he was just high as fuck, and then he just sounds like this.
Earl hated this verse when this album came out.
What did you say?
Earl hated this verse when the album came out.
Really?
I remember I was just telling them the other day. I remember being on Twitter and I don't know how I remember this exact moment, but I was playing like Xbox in my mom's basement
Nice.
in like fucking
As you do.
junior year of high school and shit. And Earl was like, "Do you guys like the verse? Like I fucking hate it." This is when Twitter was like really blowing up.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate my verse. And my boy responded to it. He like quoted it. It was like, "Nah, everybody loves it," in like all caps, blah blah. And then Earl responded to him like on Twitter, and it was like the coolest fucking thing ever.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's just the only part of the song that's redeeming. I just got through Earl's verse is like the last like minute when like Frank actually lets the voice go instead of being all
Right.
subdued and laid back. Yeah, like that's I don't know. This
That's
song
one
is
thing,
so
yeah.
hot and cold. Like people either love it or they hate it. I don't think there's like an in between really.
I think I can listen to Frank sing, and then but like Earl gets on it, I'm just like sad and don't want to anymore.
Close your eyes.
But not even like
what you can, man.
Yeah, it's like
Earl, wake up.
Yeah.
Earl.
And what sucks too is I love Earl's sweatshirt. I think
he's
Doris, some rap songs are awesome albums.
I mean, he's lyrically
he's the
insane.
worst rapper live. Of all
Oh,
time.
I'm sure.
I saw he opened up for Anderson .Paak and he came out with a bottle of Hennessy that I guarantee you he drank that night. It was a whole handle. There was this much left in it. You couldn't hear him. You couldn't hear one word.
Did he sound like this?
No, dude. It was like. And then the speakers weren't working. His DJ his sound guy with the laptop fucked up.
Dude, I met someone at the bar last night that was telling me about that story. Because his in-ear monitors were on, but his mic was not working.
Dude, nobody. So everybody's yelling.
That's so
we
weird.
can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Sounds like
and Earl's just going sick on stage. There's nothing playing in the
That's
arena.
so weird.
And I'm there.
Terry!
I'm there, and the people I was with had never been to like a rap show before,
Terry!
and they were like, "Is this
supposed to happen?
is this normal?"
That was at Mohegan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. If you see him in interviews now, he's like totally whacked out. I think he just did too many like too much LSD or whatever.
I mean,
And so
he's
when you hear him,
he's
he's
lived
so
a life.
slurred and
Super
like.
rich
Yeah.
kids.
I love some rap songs though. But yeah, this verse was not great. But I think Frank's vocals and his lyrics really carry this song. And just like
Do you
that track
think?
beat.
Genuine question, because I'm very biased myself. Do you think it's your favorite because you love Odd Future so much? So you have like the kind
Well,
of connection.
I don't think Earl carries it that much though. You know, I feel like he kind of weighs it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do understand. Yeah, he does play a bit of an influence. You know, there's no other feature except for John Mayer, and he doesn't.
No, I know.
and
But like,
Andre.
the Earl sweatshirt is Odd Future and Frank Ocean is, so like it's a little.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I was just curious.
Maybe a little bit.
I was just curious.
I
I'm
want
very
you
biased
to
myself.
call me out
so
like that. That's fine.
right.
No, I love that song. But I'm
Pilot Jones.
not a big fan of Pilot Jones. Something about it doesn't really get my goose.
Goose?
Does not get my goose.
Pilot Jones is stuck in my head like way more often than like I can admit. The ice cold is literally in my head all the time. It sucks. I like Pilot Jones.
I didn't think this was a bad song.
I like it.
I thought it was different. Like,
It's
I, don't know.
definitely-
I think it's maybe it's me coming from the aspect of not having any idea what the fuck I'm listening to, and had no expectation of what the fuck I was going to listen to.
Yeah.
That some of these songs that like you guys are like, whatever, but not that great. Like, this was kind of an interesting one.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
vocally, like was just a little different. You know, Pilot Jones lyrics. Like, I don't know, it was just kind of, it wasn't necessarily that it was like a banging song, but it was just like, oh,
Well, this song
a
has
little
like the biggest
different.
like vocal range. I feel like. For
Yeah.
him. Like he comes in so.
It's just,
so
again,
different
yeah, a
than
little bit
others.
different, you know, kind of stuck out to me.
I don't hate it. This song is just like a.
Yeah.
It seems like a filler track because after this is where the album
Yeah.
like really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the album like really.
This one's
Like
usually a
shines.
skit for me. Yeah.
It was tough for this to follow Super Rich Kids with the
True.
back-to-back slow tempos.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like this sounds like an intro track.
I was
Like
gonna
if
say,
he,
yeah,
if
like a
Pilot Jones
transition.
at the start,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the interlude, then jump into the album. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it would have.
Yeah.
It could have been placed differently in the album if you're gonna listen
Yeah.
to front to back.
Maybe
Yeah.
we need a job doing that.
I know,
album
track
tracking.
listing.
We just,
Yes.
that's
Hops and
literally
Bops
like
album
almost
tracking.
every
All the time.
album we go to, we bitch about the track listing. Like, why is this song first?
Yeah, right.
Like we know what the fuck we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, right.
See,
Track three is
that's
the single.
funny because this is an intro track. I feel I'm thinking about it now in my head. I would have enjoyed it way more.
Yeah.
But because
Yeah.
of where it's sandwiched between, like, I'm
Right.
just not into it. Because
Yeah.
Because you're already trying to.
Super Rich Kids, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, get that in my fucking.
I just
head.
like I like the vocal layering on this too, though. Like there's all just so many like vocals kind of layered over one another. Like it just and it goes together well.
Yeah,
I don't know,
that-
it's just like I said, it's just a different track, so it kind of caught my attention.
I think that's part of why Frank blew up so much is because you have so many artists that don't have their own defined sound. But when you hear Frank on a track, you're like, that's Frank Ocean.
Well,
like
and
he has
it's-
this defined
yeah.
sound that a lot of artists don't have.
And it's pretty funny, like again, as I'm reading, because I'm kind of like reading up as we're talking about songs, just because I don't know a lot about what's going on with him and all of that. And it was saying like how he's naturally like a baritone. I would have never guessed that
Yeah.
because of all the falsettos and all the higher pitched vocals
That's
that he
wild,
does. Like I
actually.
would have never labeled him as like, oh, this guy's a baritone.
when you hear him when he raps, because there's
Yeah.
songs that he raps on and like he spits bars.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Like,
Yeah.
like oldie,
And-
yeah.
But his voice is like so deep.
Deep,
like
yeah.
his natural speaking voice. So it's cool.
Yeah.
that He's got a crazy.
Well, it's kind of like when you sing. Like you sing low.
You were in the music frat,
No,
weren't you?
Let's see who you really are.
Shout out Acapella, shout out Find You Out for my
No.
boys day one, you know.
But you can
Shout out
sing
Flippy,
so
Left
low.
Side, Lunchbox, Stanky, you know, my
Broccoli
boys.
Rob.
Broccoli Rob.
Jesus Christ.
But you sing so low, and then you can just still hit such high notes with like your falsetto. It's like crazy that the lower end is like your wheelhouse. You
Oh yeah,
know
no,
what
I
mean?
was a bass one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So again, exactly what I was
So.
talking about. So fuck off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm so cool.
Anyway,
Awesome.
guys.
Anyway, moving
This will
on.
be the last Hops and Bops.
Yes. Series finale.
I'm gonna call for a domestic.
Crack rock.
Great segue.
This song is like the Frank Ocean song. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This song is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
I could listen to the song over and over every fucking day.
And now there's no feature on this, right? This is him.
Yeah, this is just
the whole way
like-
through. Yeah.
doesn't
I like
have
his
any
voice on
features.
this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has a lot of like I don't know, like personal ties
Yeah.
to me too.
Okay.
So like I know the whole story about like in the beginning it starts out as fun. Like
Yeah.
the first verse is kind of about it being fun, like you get into something you shouldn't be doing, and then the whole second verse is like, this is a fucking problem. Like you're not allowed to see the family. Don't come to the family parties. You can't hold the kids. Like
Right.
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. Right? Everybody's got family shit like that. So like
Yeah. We call
Yeah.
it a glass dick too, so.
you know what I'm saying? A little rock left in that glass dick. And he's like talking about how he used to date, how he used to have his life together, and like he
Yeah.
used to have this hot ass girlfriend, madly involved, and then crack takes over.
Yeah.
The crack rock.
Yeah, I love the lyric, hitting stones in glass homes, you're smoking stones in abandoned homes.
Yep. It's
Just
so
like,
good.
oh.
It's so fucking
How
good.
you think of that?
You hit them stones that broke your home.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
stones in glass houses. Like everything about it is fantastic.
Yeah. The way you can push that too.
It's really like
I love it.
Just the
It's not my favorite track on the album, but it's up there. Because when it goes into Pyramids, that fucking transition is
Yeah.
so nice.
this 3-song
Yeah.
Crack
Oh,
Rock
I-
Pyramids Lost
I'll
back
get
to
there.
back to back.
Yeah.
That give me 16 minutes. You're not finding a better 16 minutes, dude. That's like it's incredible.
Right.
Sounds like a
Put that-
challenge.
Put that right in
Yeah.
my face.
Musically.
Fair.
We gave you
Put together
16
your
minutes.
best 16 minutes. Send them
16
through.
minutes of later.
not as like a
Last thing
I'll
about
figure it
crack
out.
rock, the last like little, the last, I don't even know if it's a verse, the last little thing where he's like, my brother gets shot, no one makes a sound.
Yeah.
And then he says, fucking pig gets shot.
Yeah.
300 men will look for me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The dynamic of being
Yeah, I
like
love it,
a black dude in, I don't know, fucking LA, like that
LA,
whole
yeah.
area, yeah. It's just cool.
It's
Yeah.
deep, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
it just tells a story. It's-
His lyrics
Yeah.
are freaking amazing.
Yeah,
He's
he's-
throughout this entire thing.
He's a great lyricist.
yeah.
Yep.
You get to the longest song, you get to Pyramids.
Pyramids.
Right.
This is like 2 songs for me, and
Yeah.
they're both great.
I mean, he has not a reputation, but on a couple of albums, he's always had relatively longer songs that have a beat switch in the middle that are just fantastic, like Nights being the other one. The story of this is kind of interesting. He kind of talks about Cleopatra being like this girl that he's talking to, and compares her to. Sorry, I had this lined up and then I lost it.
Well, supposedly he's talking about a stripper.
Yeah, I think that's
in,
what it
in,
was.
in Vegas.
That-
I don't know. I've never been to Vegas, but the casino, the pyramid,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it is. But that's like, it's Cleopatra's supposed to be a stripper that he's like in love with.
Yes,
We want to say something. We don't want to be wrong. It's like,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, that's why I didn't say anything.
I also read that like it's I could be wrong as well. Fuck it. That in the beginning it's like Cleopatra like basically this girl is in love with like got stolen, and then the second part of the song is just like him replacing the original Cleopatra with like
With the fake shit. Yeah.
probably with the fucking stripper. Yeah.
Yep.
So you're replacing it. It's like either she's reincarnated or like somebody else, but you're like in the beginning it's like she got stolen. Someone took basically his girl.
Yeah.
And then the second
You're
part.
replacing your love with
Yeah.
instant gratification,
Yeah.
which that's not.
Yeah.
that doesn't work. I think we all can vouch for that.
random Luxor,
Step one.
Las Vegas.
Okay, yeah. Not what I was going to guess. That was not close.
Is this
The MGM
is this,
brand.
is this the
Yeah.
real Caesar's Palace?
Do you have a wall of phones? I'm not getting a cig on my beeper in my room.
But I do think this song is amazing, and
Yeah.
the breakdown is like done so perfectly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The transition.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from that first section to the second section is so fire.
I mean,
Yeah.
Pyramids to me also is one. There's some songs that go for 9 minutes, and you're like, why is this 9 minutes?
Yeah.
This is one of those songs.
Yes.
That's why it's
That,
9 minutes.
this could be 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
like,
Because it has that break in the middle and it feels like 2 distinct
Yep.
songs.
And it's almost dead center. It's like
Yes,
almost right
yes.
around like 5
Yeah.
minutes. It's a
Exactly.
good song.
which half do you guys like more?
I think I like the first half more.
First half.
I'm going first half.
Second half.
I was gonna say I'm digging the
Second
second half.
half.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I'm digging the second half.
Yeah.
So second half wins.
First half is a little dated with those like kind of synth notes.
You call me dated?
No,
Because
I
that's
said-
why I like it.
That whole.
but I like it for that.
That whole time period though, that was going on a lot. Like
Yeah.
Childish Gambino had a couple songs
Yeah.
on his first
Yeah.
album, which
Yep.
came out around this
Childish
time, where like Heartbeat had like that heavy like
I love it.
that
I
like
just got that
weird
from my
kind of
mom.
shitty techno feel to it. But
Right,
like,
yeah.
I love it anyway.
The pulsing beat, yeah, like the EDM kind of
Yeah.
influence.
But the second half is like
It's smooth.
it's
and then
smooth,
the way
it's
it,
sexy, like it's done really fucking well.
the outro with that kind of distant faded guitar is
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool.
And we
It makes me feel like the end credits to like a Baywatch episode. I don't know.
Real sexy.
Can I ask,
Real sexy.
have you ever actually watched an episode of Baywatch?
I mean, I've seen clips, you know.
Have you ever watched an episode?
No.
Okay, because I haven't either. So I'm
Yeah.
just curious. I'm just curious. Did you say you see clips or tits? Both.
Moving on.
Nips.
Oh, nips. My
Yeah.
bad.
Nips.
By the way, we looked it up. John Mayer is actually on Pyramids as well. He does the guitar solo in it. Yeah, and he does additional guitars and shit too. So,
Did you know he went to my high school?
We've never heard that. Actually.
Mike's been hearing this story for 15 years.
I literally walked into the dorm room first day we met, and he's like, "Yo, by the way, John Mayer went to my high school."
You know that song
I'm
running
Joe's son.
Yeah, you know that song running through the halls of my high school? Like, yeah, that's
I ran too. I
Joe's
got
high
detention.
Anyway, you get to Lost after that.
yeah.
Ooh. This one.
Slaps.
Yeah.
It slaps.
Yeah, this is definitely
Josiah just slapped the shit out of me.
I'm banned for the podcast for 10 years.
10 years.
Anyway,
this song just got popular, I think, on TikTok or something, because it's
Really?
now his most like popular, not most popular, but it's like
What a
like
fucking
trending
wild,
right
what a
now.
wild world we live in.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Song's been
how.
out for a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look on Spotify, it's like his #1 song on there right now.
I like the tempo. It picked it back up.
Yeah.
kinda.
yeah.
Exactly.
I feel
yeah.
like
And-
it
a little
stood
bit
out
poppy.
because
Yeah.
of that.
And then coming out of Pyramids, which was very experimental in a lot of
Spacey.
ways, Lost kind of is just nice and focused and short and simplistic. That it makes for a good blend back to
kinda-
back.
it's
This
kinda-
is a pro for the track list for me.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. We
Yeah.
were talking about Pink Floyd when we were getting breakfast this
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Like the end of Pyramids reminded me of like Pink Floyd, very
Yeah,
like spacey,
like
with
airy,
kind of those
yeah.
running guitars in the background. You know, so I was just funny. We just talking about that.
I love the story like that he's telling in the song too. Like it's about a girl that like getting caught up in like the drug game. And,
Yeah.
like, getting moved to every big city in the world,
Yeah.
carrying fucking dope.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it's just upbeat too, and it make like you
Thanks.
this song you want to listen to like over and over. Like
Yeah.
if you put
Yeah.
this on in a car, like
This is-
nobody's like turned this off.
No.
Yeah.
With other Frank Ocean songs, like this is too slow. Like this song, like
Yeah.
it's got
No,
that.
it drives well.
Yeah, for sure.
This is on my 2022 playlist.
Is it?
It is,
2022
yes, it is on there.
playlist.
And that was even way before we even talked about this. So
So he makes a playlist every year.
My favorite
Not necessarily
songs.
songs that
Songs I
came
like.
out that year, but songs that he's.
I rediscovered
Discovered.
my love for this song. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I gotta put it on there. So
This
Yeah.
is how this album is. Like this album as a whole for me. Like every 6 months, like
yeah,
I'll be like, you know, I'm gonna listen to Lost, and then I'll get caught in like the Frank Ocean,
Yep.
like
we lost the
I'd
heat
like
of it all.
like a sinkhole for like a
Yeah,
week.
dude,
It's just
yeah.
nothing but Frank Ocean for like
Yeah.
a week.
I never left the sinkhole. It sucks because he won't release new music, so I'm just
Oh
in
my
the
God.
sinkhole,
Right, you have no choice but to.
getting familiar with it.
Right,
His
yeah.
last album was
Here we are
2016.
again.
2016.
I mean, he's put
wow.
out singles since then,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no full album yet. But
Yep.
I'm waiting for that day, man.
And Joe, you had a question.
I did.
Earlier.
The concept behind the album title.
Of
Channel Orange. So,
Stat Boy.
Yes, it is a reference to the neurological phenomenon. I'm going to pronounce this mega wrong.
You're a doctor.
Color synthesia. That actually sounded pretty good.
Is that what
Yeah,
that
that
says?
It's basically when which you like perceive a color during like a certain experience, so like you compare them. So for him, it was the first summer he fell in love. For some reason, he perceived as the color orange.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, so that's why it's called Channel Orange.
That's really
And I'm gonna, I don't know, I guess I'm just assuming, but it talks about when he was 19 and his first like love that he couldn't admit was for another guy.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's the summer that this is related to, because it makes sense with the kind of inner
Yeah.
battle of, you know, his sexuality and all that. So I don't know. But yeah. So that is.
There you go.
why it is Channel Orange.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, there's more. It's not the end of the album.
The meaning behind
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I understand.
Next up, we have White.
White.
This is like
which-
an interlude track with
well,
John Mayer again.
The story behind this is they put out an album with Odd Future called OF Tapes 2, I think. And he had a song on there called White, and it was a more fleshed out version of this.
Oh, okay,
Where he
cool.
actually sings on it. I fucking love that's I think top
That song's
5,
great.
top 10 Frank Ocean songs of all time. A little more personal. It's a little bit shorter. I think it's around like 2 minutes and change maybe. And that song is just fantastic. I wish he put that version onto this album instead of this.
Yeah, that would have fit perfectly.
Oh my god, this album would have been. I would have given it a higher rating, but this song is still pretty interesting. A little bit more of a chiller interlude. I don't know why John Mayer's on it.
Well, they must have some sort of connection because Ocean appeared on his album Paradise Valley,
Really?
a song called Wildfire.
Okay, yeah.
So Frank Ocean's on that song. So they must have some sort of relationship, you know,
We're
obviously
big
musically.
We're big John Mayer fans on the podcast, right, Mike?
I'm
Did you know that Joe Side went to the same high school as John Mayer?
No.
You guys know
Get
that?
out!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was with his bassist.
No. Contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, just basically an interlude.
I'm a big John Mayer trio fan.
Yeah. I wish they did.
not a solo.
Not a big
serial.
John Mayer
We've done
solo
both on the
guy.
show.
Oh,
Then-
Wildfire was the opening track on that album. And
Hey, we
Frank
got,
Ocean is not actually.
The next
officially
song,
marked
though.
as it.
You got Monks after that, though.
See,
Monks.
White sounds like It's got like that classic Odd Future. Like it's kind of like the production still sounds kind of fucked up, like with like the banging like bass or whatever.
Yep.
Like that, like the old school Odd Future shit. And then that song kind of leads like right into it, where it's like Monks is like a little more like.
Yeah, actually.
A little more polished, but it's still got like that old like funky like West Coast
Yeah.
original Odd Future type of
Okay.
feel to it.
I love this song.
I had a feeling you were gonna like this.
Oh, Monks is Monks
This is my jam.
fantastic. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the drum beat behind, but
Yeah.
the the keyboard behind it too. Yeah, this jams.
It's a bit more like fleshed out with its instrumentation.
Yeah, yeah.
Has actual drums, a bit more of a bass line, a bit faster in its tempo too.
This to me is like the most, like you could show this song to somebody who likes any style of music and they would enjoy this song. Like this song
And me and Joe find a lot of times that those are the songs we end up kind of grasping on because we're
I had a
so
feeling,
much of the rock kind of like aspect in our music taste. And the only thing I will say is the crash cymbal drives me
A little
nuts.
too much?
A little too much.
They're like,
It's a little like
the whole
double
chorus,
hit.
the whole
It's a-
chorus,
yeah.
it's a little 𝙊𝙧𝙖𝙣𝙣𝙬𝙗 kind of
Metallica.
throwing that random
don't
crash
talk-
in there. I can't
Don't
do.
talk about my boy like that. I know he's the worst drummer of all time, but
Oh, he's terrible. Again, we've had this conversation how many times?
yeah, I fucking love Metallica. I don't care.
He
what
was so much better when it was more difficult playing thrash metal, and then they went to like their like
he can't play a 4/4
metal.
beat.
Oh my god!
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
we
We'll
digress.
get into this in another podcast.
We're at an hour and 5 minutes.
Maybe we'll do Saint Anger.
Oh no.
No, thank
I
you.
like saying it here.
Anyway, we got we got
Vagina coffin.
Oh, that was Death Magnetic. Yeah.
Oh, it was Death Metal.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Bad
Anyway,
Religion.
Monks is fucking fire.
Monks is great.
Yeah, great song.
Surprisingly, one of the least streamed songs, even out of like the
Really?
interludes, too. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is,
But it's still 49 million streams. So
right.
it's not like
it's a
chump
perfect.
change.
It's a perfect candidate for.
Sleeper.
Oh, Josiah.
Spoiler alert. I didn't say it. I love Bad Religion. I think that might be my sleeper.
Yeah.
This is more of what he was trying to go for on Blonde. I think that kind of moodier, more not as definitely the more low key style. I like another lyric I fucking love. It's like if it has to get you on your knees, it's a bad religion or something like that.
Yep.
I forget what it was exactly.
Yeah, if it brings me to my
If
knees,
it brings me
it's
to my
bad.
knees, yes.
Yeah.
Such a great song.
But like we said at the beginning, this album ends well. Like not even ends. Like just the second half is. Oh
Yeah.
It flows a lot better. I think it's just more quality songs by the end of the second half.
This was also the first song that Frank did live after this album was released. He did it on Jimmy Eat Fallon, I believe.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Did you say Jimmy Eat Fallon?
Jimmy Eat Fallon.
Little hybrid.
I saw what you did there. Very funny. Sorry, that was so passive aggressive. I'm sorry.
This might
Talk
be,
shit.
This,
Talk more
yo,
shit.
this might be the last Hops and Bops.
Yeah, Joe, that was really fun.
Tune in next episode. It's gonna be me and Jake.
should be
We are the new Hops and Bops.
Transitioning over.
Yeah, we're taking
Passing
over.
the torch.
So do we own this place?
Fair trade.
I'll take it.
Fair trade.
Didn't make it to 100. Didn't make it to 100 episodes. Oh well.
But Bad Religion's great though.
Yeah.
But he's got a line in here too, and sign out of my styrofoam cup. I can never make him love me.
Yeah.
I can never make him love me.
Yeah.
Never make him love me.
Yeah. It's basically just like a makeshift therapy session for him.
Yeah, he's drunk. He's drunk in the
Yeah.
back of my cab talking to an Uber driver or whatever.
So, like you guys like rock a lot. I think R&B is like, I think it's my favorite.
Yeah.
So I like this song because you hear more like kind of like soul, like more hurt,
Yes,
more
yes.
like passion, and like
Absolutely.
everything.
Yeah.
So this song like sticks out to me, especially in this album where I feel like this album, opposed to Blonde, this album's full of like more bangers and more like, oh okay, whatever. While Blonde is a little bit more like settled down to more like R&B, like kind of pain.
Yeah.
So when
Emotional,
Bad Religion comes on, especially like after Monks and after these songs,
Yeah.
it like levels you back down to
Yeah.
kind of like, oh shit.
Sure.
So I do love this song a lot, and it's like very unexpected in the album.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah.
I think it's placed perfectly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It follows
Nice.
up with Pink Matter,
Pink Matter.
featuring Andre 3K.
Andre 3000 fucking floats on this song.
Yes.
I love
Fucking
Andre.
floats.
I do have to say he's my favorite part of the song. Otherwise,
I agree.
yeah,
Easily.
I couldn't really connect with this song musically, but
I agree.
No,
having
this
Andre 3000 on it.
this song is a drag until like you get that one.
Yes.
You get that one. The drums come in and then
Yeah.
Andre 3 stacks.
Yeah.
To work.
3 stacks.
Yeah, my God.
He's one of those rappers like. It's the same with I'm not a huge Kendrick guy. I like Andre 3000 way more, but Kendrick like
Okay.
when Kendrick gets on a beat that you can tell he likes, there's nothing like it. Like
Yeah.
like he just flows over so well, and that's what Andre does on this. Like it's just like it sounds like effortless.
Yeah.
It sounds like he showed up to the studio and then went in the booth and then it was done.
Right.
In 5 minutes.
Well, it was cool hearing him on this, and it came out 2012. You guys said.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know Andre 3000 from Outkast, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey and Roses, and even before that, Sergeant Jackson, all that.
Yeah.
So to hear, and then now they're kind of just not doing anything. So to hear him on something more recent was nice.
Yeah.
Well, Frank's voice on this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
right
agree.
before the Andre verse.
Andre's on Blonde too, I think.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solo reprise.
I was saying something about like who would you like to see Frank Ocean collab with, and everybody was like naming a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
And I was like, the 2 songs that Andre 3000 has done are amazing.
Yeah.
Andre 3000.
Exactly. Yeah, that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got a little guitar solo near the end too.
Yeah.
Adds a little bit extra something.
I also think if models are made for modeling, then thick girls are made for cuddling line.
Yeah.
Andre's
Dude,
verse.
every single song.
Hilarious, dude.
Every song you can pick out like 2 lyrics. They just so fucking good.
Yeah.
It would be the best lyric on someone else's album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, I feel like this song, if it was the way the second half was the whole time,
Yeah.
like this might have been one of my favorite songs on the album. But
Agreed.
that first half, not that it's bad, it just fell backwards into kind of like that slower aspect
Yeah.
that was earlier on that like we were waiting to pick up, and then it did, and then that kind of dropped back. And being this deep in the album, I mean, there's only one more song left too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just
Well,
kind of.
it's got a great like the guitar at the end.
Yeah,
After
that's what I'm saying.
Andre's
Like,
verse is
it, like they say,
fantastic.
it's like very blues oriented, that
Yeah.
song, which I fucking love. But it was just the back half was. The beginning half was just
Yeah.
a little too mundane.
They're like singing together at the end too. Like I'm listening to it right
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Andre can't sing and then Frank is
Yeah.
like harmonizing in the background. It's cool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then we get to pretty much the last song on
Yeah,
the track,
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Which is like, this song is like I'm gay and don't be.
Oh my, that was my exact thought. When I heard this song, I was like, and we didn't know this guy?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Why did you tell me that?
We're so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Boy.
great. I love Forrest.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm a retained bitch.
Retained, bitch.
Yeah, he's basically just saying boy at the end of most of his.
Every fucking line. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the song though.
It's fucking
Oh,
awesome.
beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
So more poppier, a bit more easy to grab onto if you're not super into it, but
This song's kind of corny. Like I don't really.
a little bit, yeah.
I don't love it. It's like.
Yeah,
It's a good song, but it's
Tell
like
them- tell them
it's
on the
corny
run.
with like the whole idea of it's kind of corny
Yeah,
for like
well-
Frank Ocean.
Yeah, yeah,
To
like
be like
running on
so
my mind,
to be so
Forrest Gump.
open
Yeah.
because he's always so subtle with everything. So
Yeah.
this is like
Yeah.
a lot of the lyrics seem kind of like
Mm.
they're like cliche.
Are you telling me you don't love the American classic Forrest Gump? Is that what you're saying? Wow. It's a beautiful.
In the MoMA.
That's on me, man. That's on me. But I remember being at fucking house parties in high school when this song come on, and like everybody would be singing this song.
Yeah.
In Oxford, oh yeah.
Oh, that was a chapter I was not a part of. And I was like, what the fuck?
You were there. You were there.
I was there a couple of times. I was like, what house party in high school did you go to that?
Nah, ours are just Waka Flocka.
Yeah,
and the work remix.
Facts. Oh,
You guys had parties in
fucking
high school?
classic.
That's sick.
What's up?
You guys had parties in high
Yeah, it
school?
was non-alcoholic.
No,
It was more of a gathering. Of,
Yeah, gathering.
Just
Souls.
going over like things you're learning in
I
school.
just said-
Yeah, literally.
yeah, we just talking about out.
We're
I just
comparing
had-
SAT scores and
I just had
Yeah.
Call of Duty,
PSATs.
Xbox Live parties. Yeah, the
PSATs.
parties I was in.
Gatorade.
they really rocked me.
Yeah, no, the song is amazing, and especially to put her at the very end. Like,
Yeah.
Well, not the very end, but nice little cherry on top for me.
I kind of like that guitar lick. It's like kind of like a 50s rock and roll
It's a whole
kind of
feel
vibe,
for
and then
it.
once the synth beat comes in, it was a nice blend.
It's over for you.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
There you go.
Well, technically there is the end,
That's my favorite song now.
Is it?
No.
I was gonna say.
You know what's funny? I was gonna say about the start, like, yeah, man, I really like PlayStation. I think that's real deep. You know, PlayStation speaks a lot to me, and I think that's the best song on the album. Also, the sleeper. So,
that one PlayStation song.
we could just end the episode after the first song.
Yeah. Have you
first
heard
15 seconds?
Have you heard the physical release though? Because apparently this is not the original ending. If you listen to the CD, there's a song called Golden Girl featuring Tyler, the Creator, which I did not know about till right this very second.
I did not know about that either.
I need to go listen to that.
Sounds like a hidden track.
I don't need It's my sleeper.
That's my sleeper because I never heard it before.
It's so sleepy.
You haven't either.
It's never woken up. It's so sleepy it hasn't woken up yet.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
nuts. I like that.
Yeah, right? I gotta listen to that.
Channel Orange.
That's it, yeah.
That's the album.
I think we should get into some of our favorite tracks.
Two tracks.
We each go in a circle, name our
Yep.
favorites.
We'll start with top track.
Yes.
Why don't we let our guest start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, what's your
Top
favorite
track?
track?
So I couldn't decide on one, so I have a 1A.
Oh, you're
Oh!
that's a Joe Side.
I'm a Joe Side.
Joe Side. Woo! Joe Side.
All right, you know what? Fuck that. Let me be a man. Let me make a decision.
Damn! And now
Hobson.
the hops and bops is gonna continue without Joe's side, and it's for the better for everyone.
I'm gonna go with Crack Rock.
Ooh.
Wow! I didn't see that coming.
Crack Rock
bold.
is Crack Rock is my all-time favorite Frank song.
Yeah.
It just speaks to me.
Yeah.
It's, I could listen to that song. That could be one song that I could play for the rest of my life, and I'd be content. It's got everything it needs for me. Fucking the relation to like my personal life, a story. It's got everything. So.
Yeah, damn. All right, cool. Awesome. Isaac?
We can go back to you if you want.
No, my favorite is probably Pyramids, but I really tried to not pick Pyramids.
But sometimes, when it's right, it's right.
But I just can't help it.
It's one of the best R&B songs of all time.
Pyramids is just so great, and I'm a big fan of 9-minute songs. Like if I'm listening to a song for 9 minutes, I'm bound to like it at some point, right?
There's got to be some part of the song.
There's like
Eventually.
there's different songs that have like 3 different songs in one. It's 9 minutes. I'm like, oh, like the third part's pretty cool. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. All right, sweet.
Cool.
Mike, what are the singles again?
Think About
I might have to
You,
reshuffle.
Pyramids, Sweet Life, Lost, Super Rich Kids.
All right. So I got to do a little shuffling then.
All right. I
So
can
we
go.
got
All right,
three-
so I'm
three
gonna.
favorites?
No, I got it. No.
Yeah, we usually
No.
try to keep the sleeper as a
So
non-single.
Joe's 5 favorites are Thinking About You.
It's the second half of the album. No, so my original favorite is not a single, but since half the album is basically singles, I have to do a little, because I can't choose a single as my sleeper because you're gonna come across.
Can.
No,
but
I'm
like-
not doing that. So I'm gonna
It's
go.
the unofficial Hops and Bops rule.
Yeah.
Right.
The unwritten rule.
Yeah. Sweet Life. Love Sweet Life.
Ooh.
It kind of that's what it's kind of like where the album started for me musically, and that was kind of the first. I mean, obviously the first song on the album that I kind of really jammed with. So I'm going with Sweet Life.
Is that because he says the best song wasn't the single?
That's what I was going for, yeah.
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 First line. Best song.
Yep.
wasn't
Yeah.
single.
That's
right.
hilarious.
And it's ironic because it is a single.
Very fun. For the longest time, my favorite song was "Think About You." I mean, that's just how I got into Frank in general on this album. But as time went on, there's something about Super Rich Kids that I really enjoy. Just that driving bass, his singing, the lyrics, the production. It keeps it simple. Doesn't try too hard to be overly flashy, and I like the message behind it. It paints a really good picture too of like what that little section of the album is about. So I think Super Rich Kids is my favorite.
Yeah, at first, I mean, listening to Thinking About You, like I really liked that song. I thought it was a great way to kind of open up and start off hearing Frank Ocean. But then when I heard Sweet Life, I got to go with Joe. That's just a great song.
Yeah.
I won't say that it was where the album started for me, but I will say that that was like the first that really like kicked it in. I mean, yeah, I like that. That was a great R&B tune.
Sure.
And your bottom track. One that really.
Yeah.
Your least favorite? It's tough because there's not I don't think there's a bad song on this album.
Yeah.
Not one that I would like.
At first,
hate on
a
first
few
listen.
of the like interlude things kind of lost me a little bit.
It's kind of cheating though.
But no, I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really like Super Rich Kids.
It's okay.
Wasn't a big.
I was
fan
gonna
of
say,
that.
yeah.
And I
It's
think
also the same thing.
I think I'm gonna lean towards that only because like it's a single
Yeah.
and it wasn't that good. Like so, it's not that it's
Yeah.
necessarily the worst song or it was that bad, but to be a single and just not have as much power behind it, that's kind of why I'm leaning towards Super Rich Kids.
Makes sense.
Jake?
Yeah.
Same thing he said.
Ditto.
I got nothing else to say.
Yeah, it's Super Rich Kids.
Just
Don't do it.
I'm not because I actually like the lyrics in it. I
Lyrics
thought
are
it was cleverly written.
That was my favorite.
I think the execution, the delivery was lacking, but I don't like. It's not that I don't like the song overall. So I'm actually going with Sierra Leone. The bass was nice, yeah, but it's not that I hate it. It's just what's that?
nothing.
My sleeper.
Oh,
I like that song.
It just I don't know. I it's not that I need to hear it if I were to venture back to this album.
Good thing I packed my bags. Oh, by the way, I need to ride back.
I'm
to my
kicked
car.
off the podcast. I'm getting made fun of for picking 5 favorite songs.
We're probably taking the car too.
Jesus. Jesus.
My least favorite, I think, is going to go to Pilot Jones. I think it just was a little too derivative of Super Rich Kids, and it didn't really. I mean, there are a little bit of, like I said before, there's not really a bad song. But if I was to pick one that I usually either skip, that wasn't like an interlude or something, it's probably going to be Pilot Jones. It didn't really add too much for me in terms of narrative or, like you said, if it was near the beginning, it probably would have been a lot better. But
This song's placed weird.
Yeah, it
You,
is.
you make that the intro track.
yeah,
Everybody's fine.
yeah, everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about your
My sleeper though,
Dark horse.
or a dark horse, whatever you would like to call it. I'm gonna go Bad Religion. I think it's one of his more well-performed singles. I think he puts a lot of heart into it. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Blonde. That's like one of my favorite albums. So I think you get a little bit more of that in this song. And yeah, like you said, it's kind of that, just kind of a venting song to get out his true feelings. So yeah, Bad Religion's gonna be mine.
Sierra Leone. I don't know. It just had a cool bass line. It was early on, but it just, even though I think like as a collective whole, the back half was a stronger portion of the album. For whatever reason, I really like that song. And then, shortly after you have Sweet Life.
I was about to
I
say,
thought
like,
yeah.
curious because the back half you like more.
Yeah,
too.
like as a whole, it was weird. Like as a whole, I think the back
agree.
half was a stronger
Better
portion of
highlights.
the album.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Sweet Life and Sierra Leone just really stuck out with me. I don't know if it's because it's early on and what I first ever really heard of from him. But Sierra Leone, I just like, once I heard that bass line, it kind of drove, and I was like, the lyrics were cool. I was like, I don't know, I really like the song for being not a single and kind of just like a
That song wasn't a
random
single.
song. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sierra Leone is also my sleeper.
Wow.
That song, it takes me back to a point in my life of like when everything was just cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there was no
Yeah.
no stress, no nothing. Like
Okay.
that's what it reminds me of. Like I was saying when we first went over, like your first love, like that.
Yeah.
That time period in your life, like that's what it reminds me of, which is like awesome to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Like those first feelings. So that's like what that song does to me all the time.
I'm finally gonna agree with you. Bad Religion. Let's go. Bad Religion.
Oh,
Bad
that was
Religion
my
is
favorite
my
now,
sleeper.
sorry.
You didn't think that was happening?
Felt bad the whole episode. I'm like, damn, I can't get this
shit.
right up. Yeah, I was like, fuck.
I fucking hate you, bro.
Literally, I was like, this is. He's gonna leave and be like, yeah, man, like Isaac, yeah, he's
They're cool,
I
but
don't,
like,
yeah.
they didn't like Super Rich Kids. So.
Can you make sure he's not around ever?
My mom's gonna come pick me up now.
But yeah, Bad Religion.
Yeah.
I don't know. The amount of heart that's in it is amazing. So
Yeah.
stands out for me.
Sure.
Monks.
Monks is also great.
Monks
yeah.
is mine. It's part of that second half of the album that just kicks. This song slaps, as
Wow.
we like to say.
The wise man once told
you
me,
feel
does
a
it
kid.
bang or does it not bang?
Yes, this
It's
one
the
bangs.
simplicity.
Yes,
The duality of man.
it
So-
bangs.
It does.
Big fan of the song, it grooves, so Monks is mine. Yeah,
But if the original version of White was on there, that would be my favorite song. Anyway, that's
nice.
my piece.
All right,
Let's rate it. Let's
rate
give it
it.
a hot rating.
0 out of 10, and we call it 0 out of 10 bops.
Pops for the show.
Quick question.
Yes.
How many 10s have there been?
I just
Album?
gave one.
No, don't answer that question. Fuck that. No. Don't give him any
It's gotta be
backstory.
genuine. It
It's
can't
gotta be
be-
genuine.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want him to have any information.
You got it.
You go last.
This
I've given
No, you go
I'll
first.
go first.
Let Isaac go first.
I'll give this motherfucker a 9.5.
I thought we were gonna have our first guest 10. That would have been momentous.
Wow.
But all right, 9.5. That's way up there.
I go next.
Yeah,
This
go for
is a 10 out
Oh,
of 10.
Oh, there it is.
He just stole your thunder.
10 out of 10. I don't care what anybody fucking says. This album is perfect. I
great.
would change anything about it except get super rich kids out of my fucking face. Other than that, I love everything about it. So.
Okay. Interesting. Uh-oh.
So I honestly thought I was going to rate this a lot lower at the very beginning because the first time listening through, I was kind of like, wasn't super focused on it and like wasn't really sure what I was even getting into. So it was almost more of like a transition period of like, okay, what am I getting into? I had no idea what the R&B is it going to be, what it was. But after listening to it back through, I mean, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I can
higher
definitely,
than I thought you'd give it.
yeah, I can definitely find myself like kind of putting this on in the background, listening to it as I'm doing stuff, whatever. Am I gonna go running to it? Probably not.
This is great cooking music.
But like, yeah, like
yeah.
I
Shower,
exactly,
shower,
yeah, like
shower
wake up in the
music?
morning, throw this on while I'm making breakfast or even dinner. Like, it just again, it definitely the more I listen to it, especially the more I heard some of the stories and the kind of more of the background stuff. It definitely is a more well-rounded album than I kind of went into it recognizing. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, no, this album is great. I really do love it. I'm stuck between. I'm gonna give it like an 8.5. I think. Just a classic album. Given it's been 10 years now, I think it's got like that classic status for me. So many great songs. It definitely shows Frank's like true potential as one of the bigger scene artists to come out of Odd Future. He definitely deserves it. So many great singles, a lot of great singing songs too. And I like the theme. It could have been a bit more thematic for me. I'm a sucker for a thematic album, but I like how that played in. It wasn't too heavy though. But yeah, no, just a great album from him. 8.5. That's all I got to say.
Cool.
I'm giving this a 6.5. Yeah, I guess I'm tired. He's out.
It's like you think you know somebody,
So
and then you share your favorite album with them.
we don't have to bring him to the gig on Friday. Okay. I mean, I can get your number. We can talk.
Yeah, Joe,
Unless you works here actually played drums. So
Perfect.
So
explain this.
explain it.
So, because I don't have the emotional ties as you guys.
Oh yeah, I'm
And-
fucking biased.
Yeah,
I will-
right.
I will definitely.
That's okay. That's
But like I've given 10s, Mike's given 10s, Tom's given 10s, and it speaks to our wheelhouse. I don't gravitate towards this as much. He did a great job with this album. I think 7 is kind of where I'm at. But I gave it a little knock because I think he could have done a little work to the track listing. I think it's very back heavy. I would have liked to have seen Thinking About You and Sierra Leone split up. Maybe 1 or 2 less of the like skits, transition tracks, and then you might have like a little tighter of an album. But I think it's very well done. I want to listen to this Blonde album you're talking about.
Eventually we're gonna
so,
do that. If you guys want to come up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know
I don't
what?
know if you're big into
So
it.
Would be honored.
Oh,
Honored already. to be a
If you guys have
part
like a
of
blonde ale or something we could do, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
this. We do.
Oh,
Coming out. True story.
We got a Hoppy Blonde coming out Tuesday in cans. Yeah, a Hoppy Blonde. True story. It's got little quotes on the can. It's awesome. Check it out. All right.
But the beer.
Yes.
I mean,
Let's
I
talk
don't
about
know.
Orangefool.
Do we just leave it? Do we rate
You
it?
can rate it.
Yeah, rate the beer.
I want to rate it.
I'm not rating. I'm not rating.
Well, you guys
Right,
know me.
right.
I'm huge
biased.
with sours.
Right. Mike's a big sour guy.
Um,
Want to start
and-
off? Do you have a rating?
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give this
How many
a
hops?
8.5.
8.5.
I liked it. I mean, it was smooth. Yeah,
Tribus,
it
baby.
was smooth. It was for me. I'm a sour guy that actually likes the sour end of them. Like some people like sours, but they want to be kind of mild, just feel like that fruit flavor. I do like sours. That's probably the only thing I would have like loved a little more of, like the bite. But other than that, the flavor was so like well balanced and smooth.
Kind of like the album.
Yeah. You get that orange creamsicle, but again, like sometimes you get like way too much orange or way too much of the vanilla, which completely like takes away from the sour side. I thought those were balanced really, really well. I could drink a 4-pack of this, no problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna give this a 7. This is a 7 for me. because I'm just not a big sour guy. But I will say I've given Tribus a 10. I've been juicing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I've also picked 5 songs on an album as my number 1.
I don't want to get kicked out of here, man. This is like a second home to me. So like, you know.
Very good, man.
But I'm just naturally more of an IPA drinker. But I think you guys do a great job with sours. I brought a couple on the show. And this is a great mix between the orange and the vanilla. You did a really good job with the balance. So that's where I'm at, Orangefool.
Yeah, we've done a lot of orange sour stuff that hasn't really panned out super well, but this one I think gets it right. I'm gonna give it the same rating I gave the album. I gave it an 8.5, which like Mike said, it's that good combo, that orange taste. You got that creamsicle kind of thing that a lot of people go for but don't really get. I actually disagree. I think the bite is like perfect, you know. Yeah. I think it has that, because if it was too sour, it would have been like, we have the throw up taste, as we say, for some sours. This does not have that at all.
Yeah.
And so I think you guys just nailed it. I'm getting an 8.5.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you guys
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's not a 7, it's an 8.5.
Well, there you go.
But I haven't given you guys a 10, so.
Damn, dude. If you
Joe's
haven't got kicked out yet, stay tuned. We got see if Joe Sod survives.
We got 2
My
more.
For the next episode.
My favorite brewery.
We got 2 more episodes.
And this is what's happening.
This is the thanks I get.
We didn't kick you out. We're just honorary guests.
All right.
All right.
That's
it.
the episode. Thank you so much.
Shout them out.
Yeah, shout them out. We have Tribus Beer Co.
Beautiful place.
Follow on
Tell your
Instagram.
motherfucking friends.
Yep.
Yeah, what's
Great brewery.
your Instagram
Hops and
names?
bops and motherfucking pills.
What's your socials? Is it just Tribus Beer Co?
Yeah, just Tribus.
Tribus Beer
There you
Co.
go.
You'll find it. Yep.
At Tribus Beer.
Okay.
.co. .co is
.co.
the
Oh, excuse me. Milford, Connecticut. Come on down.
Yep. And then we have
We're
Frank Ocean on Instagram, I believe.
Is he on
I
Instagram?
don't think so.
No.
I don't think he's very
I think
active.
He has one.
He like stays very
It's like
underground.
the same thing with like Charles Campino. Like they,
Yeah,
like
he-
Donald Glover like
yeah.
has. In his
He like deletes all his
right,
tweets
right.
after an hour. Yeah, anyway.
Well, Jake, Isaac, we want to thank you guys for coming on. It's been a lot of
Thank you so
fun.
much.
We've been talking about this episode for a while, and we're glad that we were able to come here. Thanks for having us here, and maybe we can do it again sometime.
I'd love to.
Yeah. Cool.
Appreciate it, boys. Thank
All
you.
right.
Next episode, we don't know yet.
85. We don't know, so
We will tell you later.
cliffhanger. So, Hops and Bops podcast. Check us out on all the socials. Stream us, watch us anywhere you get your podcast. We appreciate the support. Keep coming back. We have a lot of in the backlog too. So for Mike and Tom and our guests, Jake and Isaac from Tribus, thank you again. I've been Joe. We'll see you next time. Peace.